Okay, so the Pacers and the Nuggets get their series to 2-1, and so now we have a couple of huge Game 4s coming up, especially in the case of Wolves-Nuggets, because it's not often you get two teams who are clearly good enough to make the finals going at it like this in round 2. As for Pacers-Knicks, they had another nail-biter because that's the 2024 New York Knicks. I mean, you knew that was going to happen. Okay, let's start with Wolves-Nuggets, and obviously Jamal Murray not suspended. Let's just say that if it was a regular season, I think he would have been. Anyway, on to the game. This game was basically over by, if you want to be generous, we'll say midway third quarter. If you really want to say it, I don't know, midway second quarter. First thing that needs to be said, the Wolves were not able to overwhelm the Nuggets to the degree that they, I mean, not even anywhere close to what it was in Game 2. We all saw what it was in that game. But I did think very early on, the Nuggets were like, we are going to establish the Jokic-Murray empty corner action. And the first thing there was they got better separation around those screens. And some of it is better screen setting, going into the DHO, or just dribbling into the screen with more force, getting the timing right, all that stuff, whether it's Ant or Jaden on Murray, or later on it was Alexander Walker. And so what did we see? Well, we did see Murray take that one jumper over Cat, which forced the switch, and he didn't make that. But then we saw him like rejecting the Jokic screen, and then he's getting downhill a little bit, and he beats Ant in a one-on-one, and then Rudy actually slid over, and Murray was able to beat him. Another play where they ran like a couple of off-ball screens for Murray first to create a little bit of separation off of, it was either Jaden or it was Nikhil at this point. And the initial screen navigation was not bad, but then after Murray got the ball, they immediately ran into another screen. It wasn't like dribbling around for 4 seconds, what do we do next? It was immediately another screen, and then at that point, he's free for a pull-up too. You also had the one where Murray beat Nikhil, just full court, basically, and on that play, as Jokic was running up without the ball, Naz Reid was also on Jokic, like he wasn't waiting for them already on defense, and so there was a bit of an opening there. And I believe Gobert was also out of the game at this point, could be wrong on that one. But Jokic like kind of runs through, if it makes sense, so it's like effectively a little bit of a screen, and then Murray's getting downhill and he's scoring. So there was more assertiveness and just more creating separation for Murray. Some of that just off of his own doing as well. I mean, you know, pull up three with Cat dropping on a screen, going into that real quick at the top of the key. Stuff like that, you know. But I also thought that the Nuggets, you know, they got into a couple of like Gordon screening for Jokic or Jokic screening for Gordon actions, which got Rudy switched onto Jokic. And I mean, there was one time where Gobert held up really well, and Jokic took like a turnaround that didn't go in. But like he drew a foul on Rudy one other time. One time was kind of funny where it was Jokic taking a pull-up too. Like it basically looked like a point guard getting a screen from a center, but it was Gordon screening for Jokic. And then of course, you know, Gordon made some of the threes that Gobert's daring him to take, and Murray ended up making like a turnaround over Jaden McDaniels. We had a play where they put like the whole Wolves team in scramble mode off of like a KCP backdoor cut that became a Christian Brown three, and then a really cool play where like KCP cut backdoor, and then Jokic also drove from like the top of the key, and that just got a whole bunch of driving kicks going on because KCP then flashed out. It eventually becomes Cat having to close out on a Jamal Murray three. He makes it. Like the Nuggets got back to being the Nuggets. They won the game they had to win. Defensively, you know, you got like Gordon holding up really well in a 1v1 versus Cat in the post. Cat also like didn't take that many shots and looked like he was going to be cooking after those two early threes he made. You got like Christian Brown and KCP doubling Ant in the post, and then it's to Cat, and then it's a skip pass to Conley. It was a good pass, but he didn't make that one. I mean, the Wolves will look at this game and see some missed shots that they feel okay about. But yeah, the Nuggets, again, they won the game they had to win. They reminded everybody, this is who we are. And so now we go into a game 4 where it's probably going to be a rock fight. I would hope so. We've had 2 straight blowouts now. Granted, the Wolves blowing them out in game 2 was like so shocking that it was like still entertaining, you know, but like, I mean, these are 2 great teams, and so I would just love to keep on seeing really close games, and I think we're going to get that in the next one. I think Ant is going to be great in the next one, you know. Sometimes it happens. Jokic was bad in game 2, Ant, whatever in this one. Like, game 4 is going to be the game. So anyway, now we go on to Knicks-Pacers, and as you would expect with a Knicks playoff game, it was down to the wire, featuring an Andrew Nembhard dagger that looked like he wasn't even going to get it off in time. It looked like he didn't even like completely have it secured when he shot it, and it just goes right in as Mike Breen loses his mind. We've now got real Alec Burks minutes in the series. That's the Knicks' health situation at this point. We will see with OG moving forward. But yeah, the first real adjustment we saw was Nesmith now on Brunson way more often. While we did still get some Brunson moments, including that step-back 3 over Nesmith in a one-on-one that tied the game up, I think, before the insane Nembhard 3. Brunson was not able to do whatever he wanted. He was not able to torch them like he has been in the past couple of games. Now, he still got 26 points, but it was also on 26 shots. He was 10 for 26 overall. He still made some tough ones, though. Now, we did see in that fourth, he was trying to get the Halliburton switch a lot, and I thought Hallie did a pretty okay job at like hedging and recovering to get back to, I'll be honest, I don't remember who it was at this point. The game was like 5 hours ago. But within that, you know, they did hard double one time with Halliburton on Brunson, and they did pick up a foul there. Like, amount of aggressiveness, amount of doubles, amount of single coverage stuff on Brunson, like it continues to fascinate me in the fourth quarter of the series. But yeah, speaking of that fourth, before we talk about like the stuff Hallie was doing and all that, and we will have a moment for DiVincenzo as well with his threes. The Knicks, they had 4 baskets in the fourth quarter. One of them was a crazy DiVincenzo 3, but like there were some good Pacers defensive plays. Like Turner had that insane chase down block in transition. You had Siakam block from behind on Josh Hart, where Josh Hart, it looked like he was going to beat him for the layup in a straight line, and then Siakam was not having it. But yeah, in general, early fourth, it felt like the Knicks were not going to score because Brunson wasn't in for the first couple of minutes of the fourth unless they were basically making like a relatively difficult 3. Then Brunson comes in. You have Nesmith with a really solid defensive play on him. You have one where the play pretty much dies where it becomes Brunson having to ISO against Siakam on the left-hand side. He almost manages to score until Miles Turner comes over, and then there's just too much size around him. And then it was like DiVincenzo finally misses an open 3. You had Alec Burks taking a blah 3 where I thought Nesmith did a pretty good job on a Brunson ISO, and also like it just felt like the Knicks were taking too long to get into anything, so Burks just kind of had the ball with 5 seconds left on the clock. One play, the Knicks try to run like some double screen action with Josh Hart and Ihart for Brunson. It ends up with Miles Turner switched on to him, and Brunson gets by Turner, but like I felt like Turner did an okay job to at least not allow just like the easiest drive of all time, basically. Then somebody slid over, and Brunson's missing the shot. It was enough plays in the fourth where the Knicks, they probably didn't feel horrible about the attempt, but they probably didn't feel great about it either. Now, of course, like you got Josh Hart grabbing 20 rebounds in this game. DiVincenzo, the dude continues to shoot like prime Klay Thompson, man. Like that one Isaiah Jackson, barely a contest on him. It's like, bro, what are you doing? You got to close out like a madman on this dude. Anyway, to talk about Hallie for a bit, I feel like you just kind of saw a mix of things, right? You saw him beating Hartenstein on a switch, or him getting like a pull-up 3 because somebody fell down in the backcourt that nobody picks him up once he crosses half court, or like him getting off the ball really early after pushing it in transition, relocating to the corner. A couple of just really quick screen actions, which is like a signature Pacer thing. One time where he's like spinning into the screen, which forces the Ihart switch. That's a step back 3. Another time where it's like the second that he gets up across half court, it's I think Isaiah Jackson. Very quick screen just to get the thing moving, and it results in him, I think just beating Josh Hart in a straight line or whatever. And then you had Siakam, who did have a number of like post-up and face-up scores on this one. They were guarding him with Ihart like later in the game. I don't remember exactly when they put Ihart on him full time, but it felt like that was a little bit more of that, a little bit more of Josh Hart on Miles Turner, possibly something moving forward. But Josh Hart also had possessions on Siakam. One time he stole it from him. One time Siakam had like this crazy 3-point hook shot thing. The point being is with OG not here, Siakam is going to have opportunities in these 1v1s and these face-ups and all that. And I didn't mention Achua, but like, it could be against him as well. I mean, we'll see where Precious's minutes are at moving forward. I mean, he started the game, and then, he ended up with 22 minutes, and, McBride ended up with 29. I don't know. I know I basically just said it earlier, but like, let's acknowledge after the game 1 of 6 points, Halliburton, the points are there right now for him, man. And I know DiVincenzo did have like one good, probably more than one, but one that I remember, good defensive possession on him late to just kind of deny him screens and all that stuff, which eventually led to Siakam missing a long 2 over Ihart. But I don't know, maybe the question should now shift more towards, do the Knicks have to try something different? Because I mean, like, you have Ihart high up on some of these Halliburton screen actions. It's just the Pacers are ready for all that. Halliburton is ready for that. So I don't know. Should continue to be a good time.